You're listening to Full Circle Weekly news of the open source community presented by Full Circle Magazine. These articles are compiled by Eric the Unready, and I'm your host, Moss Bliss. This is episode 439, covering week 45, November 3rd to 9th, 2025. Devuan 6.0 Excalibur is released, a fork of Debian GNU Linux that ships without the systemd system manager. This new branch is notable for its switch to Debian 13 Trixie. Live builds and installation ISO images for the AMD 64 architecture are available for download. Packages are built for the i386, AMD 64, ARM-EL, ARM-HF, ARM64, PPC64EL, and RISC-V64 architectures. The default desktop is based on XFCE and the Slim Display Manager. The classic sysv init system is provided along with the optional OpenRC and Runit systems. A dbusless option is available, allowing for minimalist desktop configurations based on the Blackbox, Fluxbox, FBWM, FBWM-Crystal, and OpenBox window managers. Network configuration is provided using a Network Manager configuration tool. EUDEV, forked from the Gen 2 project, is used. XFCE and Mate use ConsoleKit for user session management, while the other desktops use eLogND. The project maintains forks of approximately 400 Debian packages modified to remove dependencies on systemd, rebranded or adapted to the specifics of the Devuan infrastructure. 2 packages are unique to Devuan and are related to repositories and the build system. Otherwise, Devuan is fully compatible with Debian and can be used as a basis for creating specialized Debian builds without systemd. Devuan-specific packages can be downloaded from the packages.devuan.org repository. The first stable release of the TidesDB project, a library for storing key/value data, has been published. The project can be used as a standalone engine or embedded into applications. Key features include support for ACID transactions and optimizations for efficient data storage on flash drives and in RAM. The code is written in C and is distributed on the MPL 2.0 license. Bindings have been developed for C++, Go, Java, Python, Rust, Lua, and JavaScript. The log-structured merge-tree data storage structure ensures high performance for reading, writing, and updating data. Read operations are lock-free, while write operations lock only to the column family to which the write is performed. Indexes and Bloom filter-based caching are supported for additional read speed. Steinberg has opened the source code for its ASIO protocol tools and changed the license for the SDK used for developing VST3 plugins. VST SDK 3.8 has been upgraded to the MIT license, formerly licensed under the GPL v3 and a commercial license. An open source version of the ASIO SDK licensed under GPL v3 has also been released. VST3 technology enables the creation of cross-platform plugins implementing audio effects and virtual musical instruments that can be used across various music production and digital audio processing platforms. VST is currently the most widely used plugin format for audio software and is supported by open-source projects such as OBS Studio, Ardor, and Audacity. The VST SDK includes an implementation of the VST3 API, a supporting C++ class library to simplify plugin development, bindings for AAX, AUV3 and AU plugin formats, a set of examples, and the VST GUI toolkit for using a graphical interface in plugins. VST SDK 3.8 is further notable for adding experimental support for Wayland on the Linux platform. The ASIO SDK includes an open implementation of the ASIO protocol used for interfacing applications with sound cards. ASIO is designed for use in professional systems for recording and playing audio with low latency, consistent quality, and high bandwidth. The protocol supports features such as variable bit depth, variable sampling rate, multi-channel operations, and audio stream synchronization. Debian project developers announced the removal of ports for the MIPS64EL and ARM-EL architectures from the unstable and experimental repositories. These architectures will not be supported in the next branch of Debian 14. Boards that use the ARM-EL architecture include the Raspberry Pi 1, the Raspberry Pi Zero, and the Raspberry Pi Zero W. Cozy Stack 0.37 is now available, a free PaaS platform built on Kubernetes. The project aims to provide a ready-to-use platform for hosting providers and a framework for building private and public clouds. The platform installs directly on servers and covers all aspects of infrastructure preparation for delivering managed services. Cozy Stack allows you to launch and provision Kubernetes clusters, databases, and virtual machines. The platform code is available on GitHub and is distributed on the Apache 2.0 license. The platform includes an open source network infrastructure based on QB-OVN and uses Cilium for service mesh organization and Metal LB for service advertising. Storage is implemented on LinStore, which offers ZFS as the underlying storage layer, and DRBD for replication. A pre-configured monitoring stack based on Victoria Metrics and Grafana is included. QBVirt technology is used to launch virtual machines, enabling the launch of classic virtual machines directly within Kubernetes containers, and includes all the necessary integrations with Cluster API for launching managed Kubernetes clusters within a bare metal Kubernetes cluster. LXQT 2.3.0 has been released. The LXQT interface follows the classic desktop organization, but with a modern design and techniques that enhance usability. LXQT is positioned as a lightweight, modular, fast, and user-friendly environment that incorporates the best features of LXDE and Razor-Qt. The code is hosted on GitHub and is licensed under the GPL 2.0 Plus and LGPL 2.1 Plus licenses. Builds are expected for Ubuntu. LXQT is offered by default in Lubuntu. Wayland protocol support has been improved. The LXQT-Wayland-Session component, which allows running LXQT with various Wayland compositing managers, has been updated with the LXQT-QDBus handler. This handler provides a universal wrapper for various QDBus commands independent of the compositing manager. Automatically launched applications are now placed in the correct categories. The global zoom level can now be set only for X11. In Wayland, changing the zoom level should be done using compositing managers or external utilities such as Kanchi. SUSE has released SUSE Linux Enterprise Server 16. SLE 16 packages are already used as the basis for the community-supported OpenSUSE Leap 16 distribution. The distribution is free to download and use, but access to updates and fixes is limited to a 60-day trial period. The release is available in builds for the AArch64, PPC64LE, S390X, and x86-64 architectures. The SLE 16 branch will feature a more predictable and flexible release cycle. Service pack updates will be replaced by a system of interim releases and long-term support releases. The total maintenance period for the SLE 16 branch will be 16 years. A total of 7 interim releases are planned, each of which will be published annually in November. Updates for each interim release will be supported for 5 years, 2 years general support, and 3 years extended support. Rosa has unveiled its mobile operating system, Rosa Mobile 2.2, adapted for the Russian R-FON smartphone. Rosa Mobile is based on the open-source Plasma Mobile platform. Rosa Mobile features a redesigned interface, a custom icon set, and additional apps. The system environment is compiled from a proprietary package repository. The Kwin_Wayland composite server is used for graphics output. The platform utilizes the Modem Manager telephony stack and the telepathy communications framework. Mobile applications are based on the Plasma Mobile Gear Suite and utilize the Qt library, the MauiKit component set, and the Kirigami framework. Android applications can be run using the Waydroid project. Firewall D 2.4.0, a dynamically managed firewall built around the NF tables and IP tables packet filters, has been released. Firewall D runs as a background process, allowing dynamic packet filter rule changes via dbus without reloading packet filter rules or interrupting established connections. The project is already deployed in many Linux distributions. Firewall D is written in Python and licensed under the GPL v2 license. UDisks 2.11.0 has been released. It includes a system background process, libraries, and tools for accessing and managing disks, storage devices, and related technologies. UDisks provides a dbus API for working with disk partitions, configuring MD-RAID, working with block devices in a file, manipulating file systems, and more. Additionally, modules are prepared for monitoring and managing Btrfs, iSCSI, Lib storage management, LVM2, and LVM cache. Drive diagnostics using ATA Smart have been moved to the LibBlock Dev library, which implements 2 plugins, one based on the LibATA Smart library, the default, and the other based on the Smart MonTools toolkit, experimental. The code for monitoring drive temperature has been reworked, and an additional layer for checking smart attributes has been added. The latest KDE Weekly Development Report has been published. The release of KDE Plasma 6.6, scheduled for February 12th, contains a number of changes with details available at the link in the show notes. Stefan Graeber unveiled a new Linux distribution, Incus OS. Incus OS provides an atomically updated system image for creating services centrally managed using the Incus toolchain. The distribution is developed under the auspices of the Linux Containers Project, which was responsible for the development of the LXC and Incus tool chains. The project is written in Go and distributed under the Apache 2.0 license. System images are available for x86 64 and ARM64 architectures and are based on a stripped-down Debian 13 environment and the Linux kernel from the Xably repository, which packages vanilla kernel versions for Debian and Ubuntu, supplemented with patches and configuration changes to optimize container launches in an Incus-based environment. ZFS is used as the file system. The system environment is stripped down, containing only the components necessary to run Incus. The environment lacks a command shell and traditional command line management or remote SSH connections. Instead, all management and configuration operations are performed exclusively through the Incus system's REST API, authenticated by a client TLS certificate or via OpenID Connect. All servers are managed centrally via the Operations Center web interface or the Incus CLI interface. Migration Manager is provided for migrating containers and virtual machines from other systems like VMware vCenter. The Hyperland 0.52 composite server, which uses the Wayland protocol, is now available. The project focuses on tiling windows, but also supports classic freeform window placement, tabbed window grouping, pseudo-tiling mode, and full-screen window expansion. The code is written in C++ and is distributed under the BSD license. Features for creating visually appealing interfaces include gradients in window frames, background blur, animation effects, and shadows. Plugins can be added for expanded functionality, and socket-based IPC is provided for external control. Other notable features include dynamically created virtual desktops, on-screen layout modes, global hotkey handling, and touchpad/touchscreen gesture control. OpenMW 0.50, a free implementation of the engine for the fantasy role-playing game The Elder Scrolls Morrowind, has been released. Compared to the original engine, OpenMW features a modernized user interface, improved graphics, a native OpenMW-CS editor for creating new games and mods, the bullet physics simulation engine, support for macOS and Linux, and improved bot behavior. The project code is written in C++ and distributed on the GPLv3 license. The OpenMW-CS editor and launcher interface uses Qt, while the in-game interface utilizes MyGUI. SDL is used for input devices and OpenAL is used for audio output. Pre-built binaries are available for Linux as PPA and Flatpak, Windows, and Mac OS. You've been listening to Full Circle Weekly News. For more details, see the next issue of the magazine at fullcirclemagazine.org or check the links in the show notes. You can contact me at bartmoss@pm.me. I'll see you next week, which will be delayed a week because I am in the process of moving.